Hello and good evening everybody. A very short video hopefully about this little air defence system. This is the SA-15 Tor. This is a short range air defence system against low flying to medium altitude aircraft and most importantly cruise missiles. This is a Badger 3D printed model. Comes with the hull as one piece and the turret as one piece. Very easy to build, very easy to paint. I've done it in my custom post-Soviet successor state green, which is a mix of MiG 4BO paint and a Vallejo 3BO paint over a black primer base. Now I don't model Russian stuff because if you model Russian army and start putting Zs on stuff, it can get controversial very quickly. So I have my bad guys are the Marmatians, indicated by the red markings. This is an absolutely superb 3D printed model. I absolutely love the Badger 3D printed stuff, along with Butler's and S&S Models resin for my ground forces. I've been after one of these for absolutely ages. This is a mobile system. Some of them do have to be stationary when firing, although the post-Soviet successor state is working on rectifying that. It has 8 missiles in the top section. It has an acquisition radar on the front and a tracking radar on the top. Range of about 6.5 miles. And very importantly, it can shoot down HIMARS. Now, there are some videos of one of these being hit by an FPV drone in Ukraine. There are some videos of these being taken out early in the war by drones. The early in the war example was an Arctic Tor, and it appears that the system wasn't active. The Russians had massive problems with when they invaded Ukraine. They still do with communications, and at one point they told their air defence systems to stop shooting because they were shooting down their own aircraft. That's documented by Dr. Justin Bronk as part of the Rusi paper. I'd highly advise you read the Rusi paper. So as a result, there were some easy drone kills on these. Early 2023, there was another easy drone kill on these, which I believe was possibly within minimum range. So it's not infallible. However, it is a very good system when you compare it to some of the NATO equivalents. And whilst it is totally fun for people to make fun of the Russian equipment and the Russian army, what you have to ask is, are our systems any better? And if you can't honestly say, yes, they 100% are, then I think we need to learn from the situation. Anyway, this is the SA-15 Tor, an absolutely lovely little model. I'm so glad that someone has made these now in 1 in 72nd. Now, another important aspect of modern warfare is electronic warfare. And the closest equivalent to this would be something like the Fuchs APC Aloka. This, however, is based on a BTR-80. This again is post-Soviet successor state as supplied to Marmatia. This is an electronic warfare vehicle. Very important, these are used to jam HIMARS and GPS signals. So if you think of Storm Shadows, ATACMS, all of that kind of missile system, if you think of communication nets, digital communications, if you can intercept and jam your enemy's communications, you can gain an advantage. This is Badger 3D printed, again in my Marmatian scheme. I'm really impressed with this. This is a hull in one piece with some absolutely stupendous detail on it. Just absolutely amazing. This little turret comes separately and the 8 wheels come separately. Very easy to put together, very easy to spray. Just amazed at the level of detail that they can get on these. So another nice addition to the enemy forces. Then we have another Badger 3D printed system. This one will be going with my Patriot battery. This is a Centurion C-RAM. So this is designed to intercept counter rocket artillery and missiles. So C-RAM. It is the Phanex CIWS close-in weapon system on a truck, which can be hauled around, taken to key points, and it provides you with point defence. It comes with a hemped high mobility truck trailer, towing truck, for want of a better word. I've done mine in the Malagasy Israeli scheme, and I've done this in the green scheme to match the Patriot battery. So you can tow this around, you can keep your Patriot battery safe. The post-Soviet successor state, the Russians, they use things like the Tor, they use the electronic warfare systems, and they have these now with the S-300 and the Buk batteries to protect them against HIMARS strikes coming in. So as much as I love modelling planes, I also love modelling things that shoot planes down. So there we go. Now, another thing I'll cover very quickly is, and this is something which I just understand from my study of war over the years from when I went to university. You've got two different doctrines of thought, really. So if we go into the knowledge corner here with Pikachu, we have Captain America here, the NATO American model of air superiority. So you've got the AWACS, you've got high-end fighters like the F-22, F-15C, F-16, lots of them, and their goal is to knock out the enemy's air assets, their fighters, to do seed and deed to knock out the air defence systems and to gain air superiority. So the NATO model is air superiority. They want to go anywhere that they want to go and drop a bomb on anyone that they want to go by clearing the skies. The NATO and American model does have integrated air defence systems like the Patriot, giving you long-range cover, the NASAMS giving you medium-range cover and short-range cover, and then you've got short-range air defence systems such as the Stinger, the Starstreak, that kind of thing here. But there's a lot more fighters, a lot more air superiority fighters in the mix, with a lot more AWACS, and a lot less integrated air defence. If you think of the situation in Ukraine, the Russo-Ukrainian war, the AWACS are operating above Poland and Romania. They are data linked into the Patriots. So when the Russian cruise missiles are coming in, these are being picked up in a completely safe location. Data link, shoot down the cruise missiles. Very effective in that way. But the NATO model is air superiority, and the Ukrainians do not have air superiority, nor do the Russians. The Russian model is very different, and this is something which, if you look back at the Warsaw Pact and you look back at the USSR and the way that the Soviet system is structured, you do have AWACS, you have the A-50 mainstay, you have a lot less fighters, certainly air superiority fighters. You've got the MiG-31, which can loft R-37 missiles at long range, high altitude at Mach 2, and you've got the S-35, Su-35, which again has got some long range missiles. But compared to what the NATO doctrine has, this is set up differently, and I believe this is set up for something called air denial. So you've got an abundance of systems. You've got S-300, S-400, you've got Big Bird radars, you've got clamshell radars picking up low-level threats, you've got Nebo-M radars, you've got Buk medium-range air defence systems, Tor short-range air defence systems, SA-15 Gophers, you've got Tungustas, you've got Pantsir point defence systems, an abundance of integrated air defence, less for air superiority, and certainly less capable in terms of AWACS and detection. So I think the models are very different, and what you're looking at here is an umbrella, if I can spell it rightly. So you've got an umbrella of integrated air defence, and that's where the Tor, the SA-15, fits in here. And the American model is very different. The American model is you sweep the sky of the fighters, and then you do seed and deed against these targets. But first you have to sweep the sky of the fighters. The Russian Warsaw Pact Soviet model, very different. It's protection of force and denying the NATO adversary access to the airspace. So I hope that gives a bit of context as to where the systems fit in and where they fit together. I model what if, but I try and root it into an understanding of what's going on, and I hope you found this video helpful.